Hi everyone, and welcome back to the series documenting daily driving my 98 Toyota Hilux Surf diesel in the United States. We're still waiting on a title and registration to be road legal, but join me as we diagnose some issues with the vehicle in this video. Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick note off the top of this video. There's a couple times where I start the vehicle in this video and you can hear kind of a grinding noise or something like that. That is from the radio antenna. There's an issue with the motor, one of the gears, or the bell inside yet. That's going to be something that gets tackled next video. So just to make you aware, I am aware of that issue. What's up guys, welcome back to another video of daily driving my 1998 Toyota Hilux Surf. Today we have an interesting video because we have something aftermarket that we're going to be installing on the Surf. Still currently waiting for the title and registration, so it's still in the on the road stage, but we should be hearing back very soon. In the meantime, today we're going to work on installing an aftermarket gauge. The gauge is made by a company called Just Race Parts out of Australia. It's a 14-in-1 small control panel controller, which includes a boost gauge, EGT, coolant temp. There's a whole range of options. But one of the reasons why I went with the Just Race Parts 14-in-1 is because they also had an option to do a GPS speedometer, which will be helpful since this vehicle currently only shows speed in kilometers. It'll just be helpful. So let's dig in and see what we got. So here are the contents of the Just Race Parts 14-in-1 sensors, gauges, whatever you want to call them. So these are a lot of the miscellaneous sensors and wiring that it comes with. We also have the EGT gauge here. This box had the main controller that you plug in all your sensors to, which is right here. And then we also have the 14-in-1 LED screen, which I have right here. We also have the GPS sensor, which is kind of an add-on, and just a couple more connectors for the boost gauge. Yeah, it's a pretty cool kit. It's a pretty cool kit. So right now we're going to work on finding a place for some of this stuff. Finding a place for where we're going to put the controller, finding a place for where we're going to put the screen, and then wiring up what we can at the moment, which likely right now at this point in time will just be the GPS and the boost gauge. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the car. So what I've been doing right now is kind of routing everything where I want it to be routed. I realized I have to get some fuse taps to continue this, so I'll have to pick back up, but in the meantime I figured I would route everything the way I wanted to try and hide things as much as I could. I want this to be as clean as possible. So the gauge is going to mount up pretty much right here in this corner. That's the plan. You can see we have the connector for the gauge, and then that's also the GPS sensor that needs a clear view of the sky, so that's going to go there. So I routed those wires. There's like a gap on that side, so I routed them. I loosened this panel so that way I could run the wires down. Any of the wiring comes down back to here, so that way I can access those fuses with power connections. Then the wires kind of come over and then routed underneath here, so that way once this piece of plastic is back up, you won't be able to see any of those wires. They'll be hidden behind the plastic there too. Those are some of the power wires and GPS power, so don't worry about those right now. So they route underneath the center here, and then they kind of come out, and then they come up behind. And the initial thought that I had was to mount this subunit in this glove box, because you can kind of close it with everything running behind it. Obviously, you know, mount it in there a little bit more firmly so it's not just bouncing around. Maybe drill a couple holes on the back side of it, so that way the wiring could be ran through the back side of it into that unit, make it a little bit cleaner. But right now this is just kind of a mock-up of where where I kind of want things for the moment being. Yeah, that's pretty much it so far. So once we get some fuse taps, this video will pick back up, because right now I kind of can't do much more without them. So it has been a little bit of time. I'm just going to show you what I've done so far. I think that might be the easiest. I got the connectors that I need, the fuse taps. So as you can see, we have 3 fuse taps going into the fuse box inside. I'm going to clean up the wires after I make sure everything actually works first. All the wires are run through the dash down below back to the controller. I might actually have some double-sided Velcro tape. I might stick it underneath there. I needed a little bit more length on some of those cables. Then for the grounds, I couldn't really find a good chassis ground inside the cabin, so I ran them. There was a nice grommet right here that wasn't used, so I made a small hole in that and was able to get 2 wires through for the 2 grounds that I needed, and I did 1 chassis and 1 to the battery. So for now, we're going to see if everything works, power's on, and then we will button things up. Yeah, make everything look nice and clean for now. There was one item that I didn't do. It had to do with the controller itself. There's a mode where you can have it dim when you turn your lights on, and I didn't do that for now. I kind of have that as an open plug, kind of ready to go at the moment, tapped in. But my headlight fuses are in the engine bay, and that grommet that I did use to run the grounds is the only good spot that I found to go through the firewall at the moment, and I ran out of electrical tape. So for now, I kind of just want to make sure everything works. Everything being the gauge cluster itself, the box that controls the cluster, and the GPS speedometer, and then we'll go from there. Okay, batteries are hooked back up, so we're gonna see if it gets any power. Oh yeah. Those are working. GPS is working. Nice. We're gonna do a quick startup, as long as everything in here is good. Just double check. Perfect. All seems to be working. That's good. All right, so now we're just gonna clean everything up, get it mounted permanently in place, you know, clean up everything, really. A lot to clean up, but that's cool. All right, so everything's cleaned up. Got these mounted down here. The GPS little box here. That's up here with the GPS sender behind it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What is up, guys? So in the last video or clip, I got the JRP gauges with the speedometer working, and the only thing I had left was the boost gauge. So we're gonna tackle that right now. From the kit that was included with the gauges, we're gonna be using these 2 pieces right here. So we're gonna tie in right by the sensor, the turbo pressure sensor, probably on one of the sides of this little filter here. And then, since our main control unit is located on the passenger side, being the right side, I'm going to run the wire through this guy. I unbolted it for now, so that way I can gain access to the interior, and run it up through and then come out maybe by where this electrical tape currently is, and then have it branch off to where it needs to go to. Okay, so I made a little slice in this rubber, just enough to feed this wire through, and then snaked it down through back into the cabin, right to the module that it needs to connect to. Then there's an existing zip tie over here, so I made like a chain of zip ties really to attach it over to these, because that's attached, so this won't move that much. Then we have the actual boost or the actual vacuum line teed in right here between the vacuum line that goes from here to the mass airflow sensor. So now we just need to plug it in and see if it works. Okay, let's turn the key on and see what we get. Looks like it's reading something. We'll have to get this on the road and really see what it can do. But it looks like it's working. So here's an example now. Out driving, you can see what's going on. How's it working? It's working pretty well so far. Boost gauge seems to be working. Speedometer seems to be working. Everything's going pretty well. Thanks for tuning into another video. As I get this Hilux Surf ready to be a daily driver, unfortunately still kind of waiting for a title, registration, stuff like that. So it's not officially on the road yet. This is on a closed course right now. Yeah, so I will see you guys soon. Thanks again for watching.